Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. I want to give double honors to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone that taught me this truth and rule well. And I want to say Shalom to the Akim and Akwath out there pursuing this truth diligently. Coming at you once again with another lesson. Alright? So today's findings, alright? We got, this new Little Mermaid movie coming out apparently next year, if we're here next year, alright? But, I don't know if it's, they didn't say what month it's coming out, so who knows? But, so we got this, what's her name, Halle Bailey. I confused with Halle Berry for a minute, but no, it's Halle Bailey, right? And she's gonna be basically the new live action Ariel, Salakia, for the Little Mermaid. So they went and switched it up and put a so-called black person, all right, as the lead, which they do frequently. Hollywood, it's pertain, to the woke mob and stuff like that. So, they still really don't give a shit about us. Just because you see them putting us in things like this, that doesn't mean they give a shit about us. They do that to pertain to the woke mob, like the feminists and the ultra left, all right. So. That's all it is. Like I said, they're making this, but they're still fucking killing our people on a day-to-day basis. So, hey, But anyway, I wanted to get in on this because the title, as you can read it, says the new Little Mermaid. All right, new Little Mermaid, Snow White stars say their modern characters won't be defined by needing a man's love. All right, so it's just more of this. Not only did they make it a so-called black woman, they also are pushing that feminist agenda. All right, which they love to do, and they especially love to do with our women. They especially love to do it with our women. All right, and a lot of our women are down with that. All right, and a lot of you women, you so-called Negro women, all right, and you Latino and Native American women, all right, but you Negro women at the forefront, all right, are totally down with that feminist movement. All right, if you look at pictures of the first wave of feminism and when the feminist movement happened. First feminist photos. Usually the black woman's right along with them. Alright? There we go. See? Right in the fucking forefront. I didn't see, and I bet you didn't believe that. Alright? But hey. So, there it is. Let's see. There's another one. This might be new. That might be a new one. Alright? You can tell the way those people are dressed. Let's see. This looks like an older photo. I'm not seeing any phones in people's hands, so that looks like a newer one. Let's see. I can't even tell if there's so-called Negroes in that one. Oh, that's in India. Let's go to images. Let's go off the first page. That looks like, no, I can't tell. That might be a white woman. Just a shadow on her face. If you go way back to that point, hell, you weren't even basically allowed to be black in public. There you go, right there. I believe some of these are in different countries too. Let's go. There you go. Oh, look at that. That's all so-called black women, right? There she is again. second wave of feminism. All right. First wave of feminism was way back. Way back. But the second wave of feminism, all right, when was the first wave? Let's see. Yeah, that's way back. Yeah, it's way back. You still have people in captivity, so you're not going to see too many pictures of so-called Negroes in those photos. But second wave, yeah, second wave, 60s to 80s, that's when you'll start seeing them, all right, because they were allowed to be seen on the street. But hey, I proved it. We proved it, all right, through the pictures. The black woman was right there along with them, all right, as soon as they could be allowed to be along with them, all right, as soon as they could show their face in public without being, instantly lynched, all right. So it's all this is all indoctrination, all right. This is all indoctrination, all right. They're gonna push they really want the so-called black woman at the forefront of it, all right. And it's just another thing to destroy our nation. All right, they basically got the black women in on it, and now you see that the households are tore up. All right, no man in the house. All right, and they've persuaded you women, all right, to not have a man, all right, and just live off the child support. All right, that's what's been pushed to you women. All right, let's grab a scripture. All right, Isaiah 3:12. As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. O my people, they which lead thee cause thee to err and destroy the way of thy paths. All right, and that's the state of our people. Our nation is destroyed. Our men are destroyed. Our women are destroyed. All right, our women. If you go out in stores, you see women controlling our men. You see women, saying what they can get, what they can't get. All right, where they're going, telling him what he can and can't put in the cart. All right, all that, bitching him out right there in public in the store. And, that's a state, all right? So that's basically like, that's your woman ruling over you, all right? And that's not the way things are supposed to be, all right? At all, all right? That's wicked. That's indoctrination. Let's grab the definition of indoctrination again, all right? Because
indoctrination,
the process of teaching a person or group to accept a set of beliefs uncritically. Teaching, instruction, all right, to uncritically, if you're critical of something, you don't believe in it, all right, so they want you to believe in it, they want you to accept it, all right, and one of the first pictures that comes up is indoctrination of the Hitler Youth, all right, so, hey, and, this picture right here, all right, that I made, it's going to be the thumbnail of this video, all right, it just says indoctrination. All right, and this is the indoctrination, the Little Mermaid, and hell, if you look up Little Mermaid, let alone if you look up Disney subliminal messages, all right, we'll look through some of those. Disney's fucking infamous for it. All right, you'll see there's a lot of indoctrination going on in all of those films. All right, in Disney movies, and as well as all of the media. All right, the music you're listening to. All right, the music you're listening, you let your kids listen to, the shows you're watching, and your kids are watching, the books you're reading, and your kids are reading, all right, so on and so forth. The games you're playing and your kids are playing, all that, filled with indoctrination, all right? And you start to see these things once you get in this truth, all right? So what do we see here, all right? Now, these Disney princesses, let's grab that. Let's look at the wide majority of them. Oh look, now they try to put the this is the princess at Disney. They try to put the so-called black one up front. It never used to be that way. All right, how many of these are of color? Let's see. We got her. Let's see. Well, now they're trying to do new ones. We got a better picture that's bigger. It's the same photo. It's got white, Middle Eastern, Asian, she's supposed to be Native American. I'm not sure. Is this Pocahontas? This might be Pocahontas. I think that's Princess and the Frog or something. I think that's a newer one. I never watched that one. That's for like the newer generation. But most of them, if you look at here is this all of them? Look at how many. Look, there's an overwhelming color. Let's see, white, 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 Asian perhaps, white, white. All right, so you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that are maybe of color. Meanwhile, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You know, 9 that are not. All right, and there's a lot more, I believe, but hey, so they want white first and foremost, and these they were white for the longest time. All right, they were white for the longest time, and still until the woke mentality started coming about. All right, and they had some that were like, you know, dealing with like Asians and stuff, but for the most part, hey, for the most part, it's white. All right, let's look at some of these. All right, well, let's go back to this. All right, so what do we see for indoctrination? What are they pushing to your daughters for princesses? All right, blue eyes, leper skin, unmodest attire. That's a big thing you see with the Disney princesses. Can we reopen that? All right. You got it hanging down the shoulders. All right, shoulders visible, stomach showing. All right, some of the old ones, that's Rapunzel, but they had an old-fashioned style. We got here, you know, a lot of they have a very, seductive-looking attire. They got it low cut. See there, you see, you can, you know, it's very tight corsets, as you can see. All right, almost every single one of them. All right, with an exception of a few. All right, almost every single one of them. And again, indoctrination. Now, what do you see? You see women walking around with fucking just a string on their clothes. You know, it's just basically a string covering their nipples, and that's basically it. All right. So let's look at some of the subliminal messages. All right. If you can't tell, that's a rod, and they added these. That was never there. That was never there. But yeah, see in this image. Yeah, they said they fired the guy that did that, but hey. You know, you can see this right here, SEX, plain. You don't even need it to be marked, but hey, that's plain. I don't even need to tell you about that. Look at this. Alright. And that looks more like a woman's ass than it does a lion's face, even, you know? There you go. There's that. They basically made it to where you can actually see it. There you go. I'm not sure. Ah, I see. You gotta, you know, going through. Okay. And look. That's a perfect example too, this one, because that one was in The Little Mermaid. Alright? Ask about Illuminati. I don't know what that's supposed to be. There you go. That's a famous one. It would be easier to see if it wasn't so fucking blurry. Alright, so hey. Let's go back here. Alright, so hey, that's indoctrination again. So, hey, now let's see what the stars have to say. All right, we're rambling on a little bit too long, but you know some people might not be aware of the Disney subliminal images. All right, but let's see what the stars have to say. All right. Disney's crazy with copyright. I don't want none of that.
Wait to see what you do in this role. It is so exciting. I'm so excited for you.
One moment.
How much would you, obviously, this is building off of a beloved animated film. How much would you say this Ariel takes cues from the animated version versus like completely reinvents a new character?
Yes, I definitely would say that we keep a lot of the meat of the film. What made us all fall in love with this film is really her and her gumption and just excitement for the life above world. So it's amazing, but it's also updated with the current times, and I can't wait for people to see our version.
How is she different, would you say?
I think she just really goes for what she wants, and she's not scared, and it's not just all about a boy, it's all about what she wants for herself and her life, and
It's promoting that independent woman mindset.
she inspires me, so.
She's got more agency.
Yeah.
Rachel, you mentioned that this Snow White is going to have like a modern edge to her. Can you elaborate on that? Tell us how she's going to sort of depart from who we've seen before?
Of course. Well, I mean, in 1937, the cartoon was so focused on her finding true love, and it's really not even in her mind at all in this film. Like, she's so focused on becoming the leader that her father tells her that she can be, and she's really trying to find the courage to stand up to the evil queen and how to find her own agency and rule a kingdom. And she meets so many incredible people along the way, and maybe she finds love, maybe she finds friendship, but really what's important is that she finds her own voice.
I wouldn't be surprised if they made her get with a woman.
Tell us a little bit, as the evil queen, what did this movie allow you to do that you'd never done in your career?
Oh my God, it was different than anything that I've ever done before. I went bigger, more theatrical. I acted with my body, with the tone of voice, with everything. I sang, I danced. It was great.
You went more evil, obviously, than you've ever been.
Oh, just wait.
How evil? How evil is she?
Like, to the point where she would leave the room and I'd be like, she's mad. She's mad, guys.
They seem like mows to me. I don't know if we can find that out right now. Let's see. I'm curious. No, I think it's Snow White. Snow White. Let's see. Okay, so she seems to have a husband. The other one I'm not so sure about. Who knows? Who knows? She's in a Catholic all-girls school, so I wouldn't be surprised. Alright, so there you go. Alright. They told you that they're the forefront is about them, not dealing if they're going with a man, which that was always in the Disney movies it was always about getting a man, all right, which I mean it should be the main goal of you women, all right. Well, a woman in a natural state, all right, would be would be getting a man, all right. Now it says see down here, we probably don't even have to read much of this. Let's see, modern diverse versions of iconic princesses were far less tethered to those age-old true love storylines, all right, because they want women to have this independent mindset, all right. She's so focused on becoming a leader that her father tells her to be. She's really trying to find the courage to stand up to the evil queen, all right. Yeah, it's basically told us all about this, all right, and this is what you get, all right. This is what you get in Babylon the Great, all right, whether it's in your music, all right, telling you to be a bad bitch, independent woman, all right, you don't need no man, all right. And then, I recently did a lesson on the same topic, then I saw this pop up, all right. So, hey, that's the state the state of the media, all right. That's what they're pushing on you, all right. This is Isaiah 3, and we already read that. We'll get it one more time. Isaiah 3:12. As for my people, children are their oppressors, and women rule over them. O my people, they which lead thee cause thee to err and destroy the way of thy paths. All right, and this all just goes back to Esau, Edom. All right, because it was never in a natural state for all women to rebel like that. All right, that's the thing that they learned from the white woman. All right, that work hard and be an independent woman. That was pushed by Edomite women. All right, the wanting to vote, that was pushed by Edomite women. All right, your man's under you, that was pushed by Edomite women. Edomite women are like that. All right, they believe they're queens, which they are queens. All right, Edomite women are queens. If you look up the term queen, all right, how's it spelled? Like this, it means prostitute. All right. It's like there's a way. There it is, queen. All right, and they're gonna spell it all different. All right, to try to differentiate it.
Queen.
All right, archaic. What does archaic mean? Archaic means the old form. All right, very old or old-fashioned.
Archaic.
All right, so the original definition of queen meant a overly forward and prudent woman, shrew, hussy, a prostitute. All right, so hey, that's what it means when you we're a queen. You're basically calling yourself a prostitute. All right, and if you're like, I don't care about calling myself a prostitute, hey, well, guess what? You're through, man. So that was all pushed by white women. Now you so-called Negro, Latino, and Native women, Native American women, mostly you Negro women are eating that stuff up. All right, because you got your Cardi B's, your Megan Thee Stallions, all right, your Nicki Minaj's, your Beyonce's, all right. Yeah, as you see, they use the so-called Negro woman to push that the hardest. All right, and why is that? It's because like I said in the other video the other day, the so-called black woman's Esau's pit bull. All right, he's got it right under his finger. All right, and that's just the way you see the so-called black women. They're wearing blue contacts now. They're wearing blonde hair. All right, and man, you wanna be like your oppressors. All right. It's 1 Timothy 2:12. But I suffer not a woman to teach, nor to usurp authority over the man, but to be in silence. All right, to usurp authority. What does that mean? All right, to seize or exercise authority or position wrongfully. All right, wrongfully, which means it's not right. That's opposite order, right? The woman is supposed to be below the man. The man's supposed to be over the woman, not the other way around. All right, but here in Esau's society, everything's set up for the woman. All right, if the woman says something, you'll go. If the woman says you touched her and you didn't even touch her, you'll go to prison. All right, if they find out she's lying, nothing happens to her. All right. She has the right if she wants to abort the baby or not. All right, you don't have any say in that. All right, if she decides to leave, she gets to take the children, which that shouldn't be the way. That way, all right, they should be with the man. All right, because it's his seed, not hers. All right. If the woman tries to just leave in general, not only does she get the kids, the man's also got to pay, which he should be taking care of his kids, but they take them away and then they give them the state. The women, they get more benefits. All right, they're more likely to get more benefits. All right, they're more likely to get hired at a job. Even though Esau will tell you that women have it worse. All right, they're more likely to get hired. All right, that's a proven fact. All right. That's a proven fact that women are more likely to get hired. Why? Because it's a pretty face. Men don't have a pretty face. They can get hired in like construction jobs. All right, but that's about it. All right. So this is the state. All right, Babylon is set up for the women. All right. Oh, there's another one. You women are less likely, to get imprisoned or jailed. All right, and if you do, you get way shorter sentences. All right. So hey, 1 Timothy 2:12. But I suffer not a woman to teach, nor to usurp authority over the man, but to be in silence. And when we looked up usurp means to seize or to seize. What does seize mean? To seize means to take hold of forcefully. All right, and that's how a lot of these women are. All right, they say, oh, I ain't gonna be under no man. You ain't gonna treat me like no bitch. All right, and they seize it. All right, they take it. All right, forcibly. All right. And they forcibly take authority or possession wrongfully. All right, and what does wrongfully mean? You should know what wrongfully means: unfair, unjust, illegal. All right, illegal, unlawful. All right, unlawful to our law. All right, the law that the Most High set up for us. All right, So once again, 1 Timothy 2:12, but I suffer not a woman to teach, nor to usurp authority over the man, but to be in silence. All right, and a lot of you women don't like that. All right, but hey, there's a position for everything. All right, you don't see an apple trying to grow into an orange. All right, it knows it has to be an apple. All right, so in somewhere down the line, I don't know where you women got it, other than Esau. It was put on you that the position of a woman is a derogatory and low in bad position. All right, and that's not the case. You have your position just like the man has his position. All right, like I said, an apple shouldn't be trying to grow into an orange. It's just that it doesn't try to do that. All right, it knows its place. But through these Edomite women, you've been taught that, you know, being under a man is a bad thing. All right, and that's not the case. It's that's your glory. All right, that's your having your children, having your husband. All right, so and really a lot of you women, you got it easy. All right, you women got it on easy mode. All right, so you women in the truth too, you know. So you really got it on easy mode. It's a lot harder to be a man, all right, than it is to be a woman. All right, men have more stress on them. That's why they die early and shit. All right. 1 Timothy 2:12 once again, but I suffer not a woman to teach, nor to usurp authority over the man, but to be in silence. All right. So hey, it's right there plain. All right, and there's more to come. All right, like 1 Corinthians 11:3. But I would have you know that the head of every man is Hamashiach. All right, the anointed. All right, Yahushai. All right, and you know above him is Yahweh. All right, that shows you there's an order. All right, so Yahweh is over Yahushai. Yahushai is over man. Man is over woman. Woman is over child. Child's over animal. All right, that's the order. That's the order of things. All right. 1 Corinthians 11:3. But I would have you know that the head of every man is Hamashiach, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Hamashiach is Yahweh. All right, so it says it right there. All right, the head of Yahushai is Yahweh. All right. And then, you know, so and the head of man is Yahushai, all right, and then the head of woman is man, all right, and the head of the child is the woman, and the head of the animals are the children, all right, because you know they're not even human at that point. They're just a dog or a cat or whatever you have, so they don't really have any authority at all. All right, so the only step above that is would be a child, all right. So 1 Corinthians 11:3. I'm going to read it again. All right, beat it into your head. All right, which we don't really have to. It's just, you know, so you can remember it. 1 Corinthians 11:3. But I would have you know that the head of every man is Hamashiach. All right, the son. All right, and the head of the woman is the man. All right, and the head of Hamashiach is the Most High. All right, so the head of Yahushai is Yahweh. All right, and Yahushai is the head of man. All right, so on and so forth. All right, that there's an order. All right, there's an order, and if things fall out of order, what happens? Chaos ensues. All right, if you were to have an engine, all right, an engine that was running and maintaining things, and one part fell out and got in the engine and got between those pistons, everything, that fucking engine would destroy itself. All right, as soon as one of those piston fires off, boom, and it hits that, the fucking engine just would, you know. And I could be incorrect if that's the term for engine. Engine piston. I think it's called a piston. A cylinder, yeah, cylinder. All right. So when you have these cylinders, if you look at an engine, all right, we get like an inside view. All right. Yeah, it's the pistons. Here they are. Those fire down. All right, and that's what keeps everything running. All right. If one of these, you know, a bolt or screw or an O-ring or a nut at any point in time fell down into the engine shaft, all right, and down into the area where the crankshafts area and the piston area, all right, where this is all moving, all right, and that got wedged up under here, that engine would fucking tear itself up, all right. So why? Because there's an order to things. All right, and that's just giving you a physical example to look at. All right, when things aren't in order, they destroy themselves. All right, look at this. Look at the state of Israel right now. All right, because we are out of order. It's not in the order we should have been. And look at it. Look at us. If you look at if you look up news on so-called black people, so-called Latinos, and so-called Native Americans, all right, none of it's good. All right. And that's another reason why we're in captivity. That's the reason we're in captivity. All right, right now, this modern day and age, right now, the reason we're in captivity is because we were going off and we weren't keeping the order of things. All right, women were being haughty. All right, walking around. Men were, messing around, and all of us were going after false idols and falling after heathen customs, and that wasn't the right order. So hey, everything was thrown off. All right, and we went into punishment for that. And what are we still doing? A lot of our people, at least, hey, they're still out of order. All right, and they wonder why our nation is as a people that are just so destroyed. All right. Ephesians 5:22 through 23. Wives, submit yourselves unto your own husbands as unto the Lord. All right, the Most High is over you as is your husband. All right, verse 23. For the husband is the head of the wife, even as Hamashiach is the head of the church, and he is the Savior of the body. All right, again, speaking about this order. All right, there is an order. All right. 1 Corinthians 11:8 through 9. For the man is not of the woman, but the woman of the man. Neither was the man created for the woman, but the woman for the man. All right, so if you're accepting of hearing this, you're accepting of hearing this. All right, you're going to go off and talk about whatever studies that they've done, which is Esau's science. If you're going to buy into that, hey, you're already fucked up anyway. All right, you're going to come out from under that. All right, like I said, you women have been deceived. All right, like I said in my last lesson. All right, you women have been deceived by the media. All right, which that covers everything. The media, the movies. All right, your books. All right, the games you play, the things you watch, the things you read, the things you see. All right, the things you hear, the music, all that. Your idols that you're worshiping. All right, your Nicki Minaj's, your Cardi B's. All right, your Megan Thee Stallions. All right, your Beyonce's. All right, your Spice Girls. All right, your TLC's. All right, all them. All right, hey. You've been deceived by them, all right? Because a lot of those women have men too, and telling you don't need a man. Then hey, look at you now. Look at you now. Neither was the man created for the woman, but the woman for the man. All right, it's not the other way around. The woman was never created to boss the man around and tell him what he had to do. All right, it's the other way around. All right, the man was created to keep the woman in line. All right, why? Because women are inherently sinful. All right, through the woman came death. Here, let's get through her we all die. Let's grab that. All right. Ecclesiasticus 25:24, of the woman came the beginning of sin, and through her we all die. All right, so hey, there you go. It's straightforward. All right, so we got to keep her in line. Why? Because she's inherently wicked. All right, you women are inherently wicked. All right. Unto the women, he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow. This is Genesis 3:16. Unto the woman, he said, I will greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception. In sorrow thou shalt bring forth children, and thy desire shall be to thy husband, and he shall rule over thee. That shows you the order right there. All right. This is Genesis 3:16. What was this speaking of? All right. We know what this is speaking of. This was when, Eve was, getting down with the serpent. All right. Hanging out with the serpent. Listen to what the serpent had to say. And that serpent being Esau, Edom. All right, the devil. All right, it wasn't eating an apple or anything. What she ate of was a doctrine. All right, and the doctrine, of death. All right, that doctrine, that wickedness. All right, and she got, she got bamboozled by the serpent. All right, hey, and because of this is why you're in the state. All right, and greatly multiply thy sorrow and thy conception. So that's why when women give birth, all right, it's horrifyingly painful. All right, so hey, And Adam's not Adam as well, because he listened to the woman. All right, this is Proverbs 14:1, and that's why you got to be careful. All right, you can't be listen to everything your woman says. All right, Proverbs 14:1. Every wise woman buildeth her house, but the foolish plucketh it down with her hand. So a wise woman, what she's going to do is she's going to try to get herself, as they say in those videos, a high value man. All right. If you're a sister, get you a man. If you can, all right, get you a man that's in this truth, all right. If you're already with a man, you stay with that man. You can't leave that man, all right. You can't cheat on that man, all right. You can't bitch that man, all right. You can't be running around telling that man what he can do, all right. Hey, you're supposed to build it your house, all right, which means you build your house up, not tear it down, all right. You want to build get yourself a good man, all right. Take care of him. All right, show them love. All right, maybe have children. Ideally, all right. Now it's really it's not ideal to have children at this point in time. All right, but ideally it would be have children. all right, and take care of you. You're basically the caregiver, all right. You're the nurturer, all right. So a wise woman would build that up, but a foolish woman's going to pluck it down, all right. And we see this actively with women not wanting to get into relationships, and we see it with women that were already in relationships that hear about this feminist doctrine. What do? They basically tear down their marriage, all right. They basically tear it all down and tear their families apart. And I've witnessed it. I have personally witnessed it in my family. All right, I have seen it happen. All right, so these women will do that. All right, they will tear down what it's years worth of relationship. All right, because it's something. All right, something. This is something because they couldn't have because you couldn't afford a brand new yacht or something. All right, and they could get with a man that does have a yacht. You didn't have a Lamborghini, but she could get with a man that does have a Lamborghini. So she throws you away and gets with him. All right, so on and so forth. All right. Like I said, I've seen it in my family. I've witnessed it. All right, from people in my family. All right. So hey, why would you do that? All right, and that's because women, at the end of the day, really, they're gonna fall after these Edomite women. All right, our women are gonna fall after the Edomite women, and that's an Edomite woman thing to do, is to throw away a man and go and get with a man that has more money. Esau's obsessed with money. All right, the woman wants man, a lot of you, if you men, all right, a lot of you men out there, if that have been with Edomite women, if a billionaire would have walked by, that woman would have left you in a heartbeat if he said, "Hey, come with me, I got $1 billion." She would have. There wouldn't even been she wouldn't have even hesitated for a moment. All right, that would have been an instant leave. All right. This Proverbs 31:30. It reads, "Favor is deceitful and beauty is vain, but a woman that feareth the Lord, she shall be praised." All right. So hey, and this is again, that's indoctrination. What do you see in them pushing in the Little Mermaid and this new Snow White film that's coming up? Hey, and that's just one side of this indoctrination. All right, this is just the side of indoctrination that towards you women. All right, they got a whole other side that makes you tries to make you accepting of the alphabet soup. All right, and they've lumped them in right with you women. All right, because you women are so accepting of the alphabet crew. All right, now you're known for you women are known for running with them. All right, every group of women with their friends, they have an alphabet. They have a tutti frutti in the group. All right, so to speak, a mo. All right, they always have a mo in the group. All right, but hey, and what is this? Because this is and why the women do that? Because that's what's that's what's idolized in the society. All right, and that's what women do in society, and the men do other things that's idolized in society. What's idolized in society for a Negro man, a so-called Negro man, or a Latino or Native American man? All right, gang violence. All right, being a thug, being a savage. All right, shooting. All right, selling drugs. All right, and hey, so that's what's going down. All right, that's what and that's all what Esau has pushed you into. All right, Esau ain't Esau ain't gang banging really like that. They're down at Wall Street making their money. All right, and they pushed you into these little cubbies. All right, Jake. They pushed you women, you Jake women into a cubby, and you Jake men into a cubby to basically further their agenda. All right, to split up the woman and the man, the Jake man and the Jake woman. All right, they split them up. All right, and hey, if you split up a household, you take down the whole society of people. So hey, you basically fell right into Esau's trap. All right, favor is deceitful and beauty is vain. All right, because that's what you women and you men. All right, because you men are a lot of you men are effeminized. All right, favor is deceitful and beauty is vain. All right, so and a lot of you are seeking after favor. All right, you want favor of people. You want to be looked at as good in the eyes of people. All right, you want them to say, "Oh wow, this person's a really cool person." All right, favor is deceitful and beauty is vain. All right, your beauty isn't going to save you at the end of the day. All right, no matter how beautiful you are, or if you're a man, you're how handsome you are, that's not going to save you at the end of the day. All right, that's vain. Vain means useless, futile. Favor is deceitful and beauty is vain. But a woman that feareth the Lord, she shall be praised. All right, and that's a good thing. All right, when you see these hoey ass women walking around in the world, that's not something to be praised. All right, well, but when we men, all right, us men in the truth, all right, speaking of the men in the truth, when you see a woman come up to camp, she got her head covered, all right, and she's in order, all right, to our eyes, all right, at least from what we can see, she's in order. Hey, that's we're like, wow, that's amazing. All right. But we don't think much of these women that are smelling like tuna factories, walking around with fucking weaves of Asian horses hair weaved in their hair. All right, you know, these big long ass eyelashes and bright ass red lipstick with that dark fucking lip liner around it, all right, and shorts pulled up all the way up their ass, you know. Yeah, that's everything you see. It's just disgusting, all right, and you know, we're not even paying attention to that, all right. So, you know, so with that, I'm gonna close out. You know, this is the indoctrination that's going out, all right. And hey, they're gonna use our women too, all right. They're gonna use our women too, all right, to push it, all right. Like I said, this is the same thing. Like I said, like I titled here, it's the same thing, but so-called black, all right. It's the same thing, all right. So you got the blue eyes, all right, pushing, you know, the leprosy of the eyes, the leprous eye coloring, all right, the leper skin, all right, the unmodest attire, the body of an animal, which is just confusion and wickedness, all right. And hey, they're putting it on Jake, so you know now Jake's gonna celebrate this, all right. Jake's gonna celebrate it, all right, and be like, oh, you know, it's so great they had a so-called black character and they pushing feminism, blah 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 blah. It's just a bunch of fucking vomit, all right. But hey, that's all indoctrination, all right. So there's nothing, women, there's nothing wrong with your position, all right. They that has been something that Esau has messed up your mind with, saying that your position is wrong and that you should be in power, all right. It's the other way around, all right. You're a caretaker, all right. Esau's had you deceived, all right. So hey, with that, I'm gonna close out. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. Once again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakakwadash. I want to give double honors to elders, apostles at Great Millstone. Shalom to you brothers and sisters out there. Keep it and keep the faith. We're almost out of here. Until the next one, Lord willing, shalom.